Yesterday, the US NSA had warned Pakistan of not fielding proxies but using diplomacy. Today, we're now getting news that Pakistan has responded to the terror state charge. Pakistan has refuted funding and harbouring proxies. It says Pakistan is a victim of terror itself. This is the latest reaction coming in from Pakistan after McMaster yesterday had sent a strong message to Pakistan saying that Pakistan must use diplomacy and not use proxies for its own vested interest. Today, Pakistan has refuted all charges of harbouring terror, and proxies say Pakistan itself is a victim of terror. This is an old and oft-used ploy by Pakistan that is used in the past and as well. McMaster spoke yesterday and made the Trump administration's position very clear. Let's recap on what he said. Take a look at this.
We hope that Pakistani leaders will understand that it's in their interest to go after these groups less selectively than they have in the past, and that the best way to pursue their interests in Afghanistan and elsewhere is through diplomacy, not through the use of proxies that engage in violence.
Let's go across to Geeta Mohan joining us live for this story. Geeta, it took 1 day for Pakistan to come out with that refuting of those charges, saying and claiming yet again, as they have often in the past, that Pakistan itself is the victim of terror.
Explanation? Well, that's right. This is not the first time that Pakistan is coming out with such an explanation. They have always come out with explanations about how they are victims of terrorism themselves. But the fact of the matter is that Pakistan talks about being a victim of terrorism, something that they themselves have caused to themselves. Hillary Clinton had put it very rightly when she said that you cannot breed snakes and then not be bitten by them in your backyard, and which is what is happening. The difference only over here is that Pakistan is talking about being a victim of terrorism when they fight and showing intent in fighting terrorism, when they fight those terror networks that maybe work against Pakistani interests. But what about those terror networks where they choose from between good and bad? And what about those terror networks that work against Indian interests? And Pakistan has done nothing about that, not just Indian interests. There is the Haqqani network that does not work against Pakistani interests, but certainly works against American interests in Afghanistan. And we have seen the continued support of Pakistan as a state to these terror networks. And that's the question that not only India asks, but also is being posed by the National Security Advisor of the United States of America, McMaster, when he said that you cannot support these terrorists or those who abet and continue violent forms of extremism.
Being joined by Ashish Singh live from the newsroom. Ashish, it took a whole day for Pakistan to realize they had to put something out there, because yesterday General McMaster had made the American position very clear. Today Pakistan says they are not harbouring proxies and that they are victims of terror. This was expected, but do you think it's significant that this statement comes a day after, a full 24 hours later, when McMaster is in India?
But you caught the nerve of the story. Exactly. This is what the entire underlining aspect is. When the United States of America's National Security Advisor, General McMaster, was there in Pakistan, when he made a public warning through a statement to Pakistan that it should not use proxies that indulge in violence to pursue its interests, at that point of time, Pakistan did not react. What Pakistan waited for is US NSA to come and land in India, while the meeting with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is underway. Pakistan has chosen to react to the USA NSA's allegations, rather warning. And I quote, an official statement has been released, in fact, by the Pakistan DGISPR, is Pakistan itself is victim of state-sponsored terrorism. It strongly rejects allegations of employing proxies from its soil. So this is the statement coming from Pakistan. As I mentioned, it waited for more than 24 hours before Pakistan can react to US NSA's public warning to Pakistan. It also exposes how Pakistan feels uncomfortable when it comes to Indo-US relation. So this is not just about USA warning to Pakistan. It's more about the increasing proximity between US and India as far as the defense cooperation, anti-terrorism issues and the bilaterals involving business and many security issues are concerned. So Pakistan is feeling a little nervous at the time when the US NSA is in India, meeting the National Security Advisor of India, meeting the Prime Minister and other delegates here.
All right, they're clearly waiting for 24 hours. Pakistan has done this before as well. Geeta is still with us. Geeta, Pakistan, of course, is used to pressure of all sorts. America, of course, hasn't really been too tough on Pakistan, although they've come out with statements like these from time to time. But as Ashish was telling us right now, Pakistan is slightly nervous given the fact that Ajit Doval has already met McMaster in Washington once. He's meeting him today as well. He met him yesterday. The increasing closeness or the viability of Indo-US relations would be the cause of some frayed nerves in GHQ Rawalpindi today.
Well, the United States of America, like you're very rightly pointing out, can't afford to be very tough on Pakistan. They have to tread a very cautious and a careful line, which is what they're doing. But that also was the case in the past of the Obama administration. The Trump administration has reacted differently to how Pakistan has behaved and acted on terrorism. While they've come forward and appreciated the counter-terror efforts that has to do with the AFPAC region, and the U.S. needs Pakistan in the AFPAC region, they also have come out and condemned, in no uncertain words, the kind of proxies that Pakistan continues to use in the form of terrorism and using terrorism as an instrument of state policy. U.S. does have interests and assets on the ground in Afghanistan, and Pakistan is essential, and is the reason why U.S. is careful. But how far and how long will the U.S. be patient with Pakistan is something we'll have to see. Not just U.S., we are very specifically talking about the Trump administration now. How cautious or how patient are they really going to be with Pakistan? There already is a bill in U.S. Congress that speaks of freezing the accounts and aid to Pakistan, and the explanation has to be given by none other than the State Department as to whether if it justifies the U.S. to go ahead and give aid to Pakistan, and does Pakistan show intent in fighting terror. That's the responsibility of the U.S. administration, and hence nobody is going to take that risk of putting forth a report that is pro-Pakistan if Pakistan does not really walk the talk in fighting terror. And that's why for Pakistan it's a difficult time. For India, the engagement with US started early on, even as the results had trickled in and we saw the Trump administration take over. There already was engagement with the US administration. The new administration, Foreign Secretary had visited the United States of America, but not once, but thrice over. The National Security Advisor visited the United States of America and engaged with the top brass of US. Has not happened with Pakistan yet, and that's the difference. That's how US is viewing India vis-a-vis Pakistan.
Geeta, stay on. One question from Ashish. Ashish, of course, currently today itself, General McMaster is expected to sit down with Prime Minister Modi and discuss Indo-US relations. We do expect the focus to be on defense ties, bilateral defense ties, as well as security concerns in not just South Asia, but also around the world as well. When can we expect a statement or two from both the Indian side and the US side? When do we expect this meeting to get over?
See, there are a series of bilateral meetings. As I mentioned yesterday, the US NSA, General McMaster, met the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval at his residence over a dinner. And after that, since morning, there have been a series of meetings with Prime Minister Modi, Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar, and the officials from the Ministry of External Affairs are also present. There is no official announcement as to what exactly will be the time of any statement from both the sides, India and US. But I'm told that this would be more of a warm-up meeting. Remember, it's a new regime in United States of America. Under President Barack Obama, Prime Minister Modi had very cordial relation, very warm relation between Prime Minister Modi and former US President Barack Obama. But under Donald Trump, there has not been any single visit from either from Modi's side or from Donald Trump's side. So this meeting is seen more as an extension of what National Security Advisor Ajit Doval visited a few weeks ago, and how would the relations between Prime Minister Modi and Donald Trump will take shape from now. So this is kind of a warm-up meeting. Certainly the defense, the terrorism and the economic aspects are something that are being discussed, but just basically on the surface level. No major decisions would be taken, no major bilaterals would be signed between the two countries.
All right, Geeta is still with us. Geeta, do we expect, now I know this is a sort of a tough question, perhaps even a preliminary question, but do we expect whenever that statement comes, and as Ashish was saying, it's a preliminary meeting, it's a warm-up meeting, should we expect some mention of cross-border terrorism or proxies or even Pakistan when these statements come forth? Or do you think McMaster would like to play it safe for the time being and keep his statements general today?
Well, the United States of America has already come out with a statement, Arthur. The statement very clearly reads, and I shall read it out for you. That there were the meetings between National Security Advisor General H.R. McMaster, who has already left India, were productive after his productive meetings with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. He also met Foreign Secretary Jaishankar, and the NSA emphasized the importance of U.S.-India strategic relationship, also talked about regional and bilateral issues, including their shared interest in increasing defense and counterterrorism cooperation. This was a visit for consultations in the region, that is Kabul, Islamabad and then New Delhi. The meeting already has taken place, and a very important, significant meeting where terrorism emanating from Pakistan did come up. National Security Advisor Doval did raise the issue and India's concerns regarding terrorism emanating from Pakistan. Assurances of cooperation from the U.S. side, also about the fact that conversations on how Afghanistan is facing the same problem from Pakistan, that's a realization on the U.S.'s end as well. So there was a deep conversation on terrorism, counter-terrorism efforts, cooperation between the two sides, but also India raising concerns regarding Pak terror.
All right, clearly that meeting is over and that statement is treading on the slightly safer side. However, Ajit Doval, the NSA, has raised the issue of cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan. Stay with us, Geeta, and thank you, Ashish, for joining us for this broadcast as well. After taking a hard line on Pakistan and isolating it further on the international front for using proxies rather than diplomacy, which indulge in violence, the U.S. National Security Advisor, Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, today was in India. McMaster also met Prime Minister Modi today. The Indian NSA, Ajit Doval, personally hosted McMaster as well. Doval and his U.S. counterpart have discussed cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan. More formal talks between the two took place today on a range of issues.
U.S. National Security Advisor McMaster in India, meeting his counterpart, is also calling on Prime Minister Narendra Modi after his visit to Pakistan and Afghanistan. The focus clearly terrorism, regional security, and particularly for India, terrorism emanating from Pakistan. The extension of invitation by Donald Trump for a June visit is what we are hearing, and if that comes true, then Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be one of the big leaders to visit the United States of America within 6 months of the Trump administration. With video journalist Dinesh Thakur in New Delhi, Geeta Mohan for NewsX.
The visit of the United States National Security Advisor General McMaster to India is important for a variety of reasons. There are a number of issues that India and the United States need to discuss. And considering the fact that he's coming from Pakistan, there is a whole spectrum of regional security issues that I think would merit discussion between India and the United States at the level of the national security advisors. Now, more